everyone, this is Laura. Welcome back to No True Calling. This is my first favorites video, and it is January 2016 favorites. So let's jump right in. I've got a list down here, so if I'm looking down, that's why. But I'll just kick it off. And this is just anything from the month that was my favorite thing. Really good things that happened this month. So, first favorite of the month is calligraphy. I actually took up calligraphy about 4 months ago, and I am loving it. It's been a lot of fun, and it's actually resulted in me getting paying jobs out of it. So in the month of January, I decided to sign up for my first bridal show as a vendor, and I went for a weekend to this bridal show, got my supplies together, put a booth together, and I met 1,500 brides and gave them all my card, and I set up an Etsy shop. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm getting a lot of good work out of it. The name of it is Bend Lettering. So if you go to Etsy and you find Bend Lettering, that is me. So I thought I'd share just a little bit of my work. This is a lowercase alphabet that I wrote. And then this is something I'm designing for a friend for her wedding. She wants to send cards here. She wants to send cards to her bridesmaids, maid of honor, and matron of honor, asking them to be in her wedding. So I'll get those printed to some cards. But yeah, I'm doing invitation envelope addressing. I'm creating chalkboard signs. I'm creating place cards. If you're having a plated or seated dinner, anything like that. And it's just super fun. I just really love it. And it's a great creative and artistic outlet for me. So, and I hope to do some videos on this channel about calligraphy because I really want to share it. But my second favorite for the month is actually a project I'm involved in my community called Dream League. It's really just a club or a group of 13 women. We meet once a month, and it is a lot like if you've ever seen or if you want to Google the documentary by Morgan Spurlock called Failure Club. It is where you pick a goal. You are picking a goal that is improbable but not impossible. Something that you have fear around that you've always wanted to do, but you're scared to do it, or you're not sure how to get started, or you just want accountability, or you want to do it with friends and you want help. And my goal for the year is this channel, starting a vlog and a blog and really just sharing everything I love, all of my experiences, all the things I love to chase after, all my passions, and sharing in a documentary style format through vlogging and blogging, just documenting kind of what my journey is and all the things that I learned. So that's been super fun. So as a part of Dream League and one of my favorites for the month, I posted my first ever YouTube video. So that was a big favorite for me this month, and that was my previous video, my intro video. So it's not perfect, it's not amazing. I really hope, and plan to create better videos. I hope the content will get better. My goal is for the lighting, the filming, the editing to all get better. But that's part of the journey as well. So me learning new things and me getting better. So that's a big part of it. And no one's first video is amazing. So I just had to get it up, get it out there, and I did, and it's awesome. So Dream League's been a lot of fun, and I'm supported by a lot of great women, and I really love it. So my third favorite for the month is, this is a big one also, yoga teacher training. I enrolled and started in yoga teacher training. My first weekend was last weekend. We meet from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, every other weekend, January through June. And at the end, I will be certified with a 200-hour yoga teacher certification. I am actually a second-generation yoga teacher. My mother has been teaching since she was 19. I've been practicing since I was 12, and my mom's had a yoga studio for 15 years. And she actually teaches yoga teacher training, but I don't live in the same state as her, so I couldn't take my training from her, unfortunately. But it's just something I really love and something I've wanted to do for a long time. And I don't know why I haven't done it before now, but it was just perfect timing. The timing lined up, and I love the program I'm in. I love the studio I'm going through. And I hope to do some videos on that as well and just share with people if you're interested in it, what it's like and what I'm learning and what I'm getting out of it. But I started last weekend and the group was incredible, and I love everybody that's doing it with me. There are, I think, 12 people, including myself. Um, but it was really great. So far, so good. So there's a lot of reading, there's a lot of homework. I have papers to write, I have reading to do, I have anatomy to study, I have a lot of things I actually have to turn in. So I've got my work cut out for me, but I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. And so far, it's already been awesome. So that's another favorite for the month. And then next, I wanted to share I did a 30, well, it was actually a 31-day challenge, but I really want to do a 30-day challenge every month of the year this year. And when I say 30-day challenge, what I mean is challenging myself to do something new every day of that month. So, a good example, this month I did, if you've ever read or heard of the blog Living Well, Spending Less, this is the author of that blog. Her name is Ruth Soukup, I believe, but she wrote a book called Living Well, Spending Less, and then also this book, Living Well and Spending Zero. And it's really just putting yourself on a spending freeze. You obviously have to pay all of your bills, but it's really, meal planning and not going out to eat and not spending money on frivolous. And I wasn't perfect about it. We went out to eat a little bit. We had a friend come visit. My husband went to go visit a friend, and there are costs associated with that. But I think the main thing was just it made me hyper conscious of where every dollar was going. I redid our monthly budget. We ended up saving money a lot, and January was a great month to kind of rein it in and like see what we were spending. So that was my 30-day challenge this month. I loved it. It was awesome. You don't have to do it in January. You can do it any month. And I didn't listen to her every suggestion, but she has a lot of good suggestions, and she has a good blog. And I know the main expense for us was going out to eat and spending extra money on food and just kind of not paying attention to it. So I made a game out of it. If you make a game out of it, it really is kind of fun. So next up, my favorite movie for the month is The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy. And then also I had to pick a second movie favorite because it was so amazing, but it's The Big Short with Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling and Christian Bale. Both of those movies are nominated for Oscars for Best Picture, and they're incredible. I really couldn't pick between the two which one I liked more. The Big Short was really educational, and it's about a really serious topic, but they kept it lighthearted and incredibly entertaining and very informative, and I just loved it. It's really more my type of movie. I like kind of a thinking man's drama. I like things that are more fast paced. So that was really my type of movie, and I loved it. But The Revenant was so stunningly beautiful. It was so dramatic. It was so well done, and it was filmed in British Columbia. It takes place in South Dakota, what is supposed to be South Dakota, but it's filmed in British Columbia, and I really love the Pacific Northwest. I'll be shocked if that movie doesn't get Best Cinematography. It was incredible with how beautiful it was. And then, of course, like the storyline and the acting were incredible as well. It was just so dramatic. It really moves you emotionally, and it sticks with you for a few days, and it's heavy, but it was so good. So those two are definitely my two favorite movies for January. Favorite TV show is Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown. And it's a documentary he did in 2013, but it just came out on Netflix. So I've been watching every episode, of course, because you have to binge watch when you watch Netflix. But I love Anthony Bourdain. I love all of his documentary series. If you don't know who Anthony Bourdain is, he is a world-renowned chef, and he travels all around the world doing documentary style. It's usually a series of several different cities where he'll go and try different types of food and learn about the culture and learn about the locals. He kind of always finds places off the beaten path. He doesn't really always go to the most popular restaurant or the most critically acclaimed places. Sometimes he does, but he also really embraces what's native to the area, no matter where he goes. And he travels all around the country, but also the world. So in this particular documentary, it's called Parts Unknown because he's looking for what the locals do and what they eat, and so it's definitely places off the beaten path. But he goes everywhere from Las Vegas to Myanmar to Peru to Copenhagen. So every episode is a different city, and I really love that format as well. So that's definitely my favorite show for the month. Next up, my favorite food for the month or favorite dish that I cooked. I'm going to try to stick with only things that I make in my favorites videos because I love cooking, I love food, and I love really high quality ingredients. And I want to do some cooking and health videos on this channel. So I really want to show you guys what I'm using or what I'm making. But for this month, I found an incredible recipe for chicken tikka masala on a blog called wholeandheavenlyoven.com. And I actually found it on Pinterest, but then I went to the blog. But the title for the blog was Restaurant Style Chicken Tikka Masala, and it did. It tasted like something you'd order at a restaurant. And I don't think that has anything to do with me being a particularly amazing cook. I think I'm pretty decent, but I think she just had a really great recipe, and I really liked the blog. And you could tell, I think it's a very popular pin. It's been pinned and repinned many times on Pinterest. So check that out. I highly recommend it. It was phenomenal. So another favorite this month, or a favorite category that I have, is a health favorite. And I'm actually certified through the Institute for Integrative Nutrition as a health coach. I really do love healthy food and self-care, and really just taking care of yourself through lifestyle in order to be happier and healthier. So I definitely want to share a health favorite every month and do some health and wellness videos, but I have kind of an odd favorite this month for January. But my health favorite is that I went to the eye doctor. I went and got new contacts, and I know that sounds odd, but I'm one of those people that I really hate going to the doctor, like any doctor, the eye doctor, the regular doctor. I don't mind the dentist so much. But just in going to the doctor, I got new contacts. It was time. I needed them. And I am very fortunate in that I have really good health care and I have really good health insurance. So I'm trying to be more mindful of that and be grateful. And I do understand that not everyone has that. So in the coming months, I hope to get just all my regular checkups done and make sure everything's good and squared away. But for January, it was the eye doctor. Nothing wrong with my eyes other than I need corrective lenses. But, they're in good shape. They're not getting worse. And I got a new set of contacts. So my eyes are happy and healthy. If you hate going to the doctor, I totally sympathize. But I encourage you to go just to get a checkup and make sure everything's okie dokie. And just my next favorite for the month is my favorite book. And it is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. She wrote Eat, Pray, Love, which I also liked. I read that last year for the first time. I was kind of late to the party on that one. But this is actually not a novel. Big Magic is nonfiction, and it is about, it says creative living beyond fear. It's about participating with your creativity. Favorite music for January 2016. I have not been able to stop listening to Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1. And I've been listening to a little bit of REM Monster. I love both those albums. So that's what I listened to in January. But that's it for my first ever monthly favorites video. So this is January 2016, and so far, so good. It's been a great start to the year. I've got a lot of fun projects that I'm working on, including this one, and I am just loving it. So let me know if you have any questions down below. I will link anything that I talked about in case you want to check it out for yourself. But that's it, and happy February! That's going to have to do it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap on my January favorites. Thanks so much for watching. Hi, Dream Leaguers. Hi. I have been loving it. It's super fun. It's a great creative outlet. There's my dog. Uh, it's a great puppy. Get off the couch. Okay, there she is. Her name's Georgia. She's a Saint Bernard. She's really pretty. She's gonna need to go outside now. Hi, boo boos. Give kisses.